So reports from Aquaman 2 have a certain nameless person not doing so well in the fitness category, and you know who's to blame? No, not them. It's JD, of course. So hey there to all you fine folks on this fine day, by the way. I hope you are doing excellently. So this news here, it comes to us from Pop Topic. Make sure to go and give them a little bit of love because this movie that they're reporting on, Aquaman 2, it has literally had problems before go. I mean, that's how bad things have been. The new problem that they're reporting on here is that a certain person, they're not in shape when it comes to Aquaman 2. And of course, like I was saying at the beginning, you know whose fault that is? Of course that's not their fault. Of course that has nothing to do with them. That has everything to do with JD and has everything to do with the lawsuit. So according to their coverage, a certain nameless person's bad habits are apparently catching up to them, with them being physically unable to keep up with the rest of the cast and the crew in the production of Aquaman 2. I mean, if that is true, oh man, that's not good at all. Now, as far as this reporting goes, you can take any of this how you will, but one part of it definitely makes sense. And it's this idea that certain nameless person is showing signs of stress and fatigue and looks totally exhausted on the set of Aquaman 2. I mean, think about it. You have the social tide turning against this person. After years, them thinking they were in the proverbial driver's seat, you have people questioning what they were doing behind the scenes. People are seeing body cam footage that doesn't line up with what they told not only their friends, relatives, and on, but they told executives. They were saying, this won't blow up in your face. None of that's going to happen. Yeah, you got that. You got charitable donations. Now you have all of these private messages that are going to have to be turned over by the ACLU. Somebody should be concerned. They should be concerned about that. And because, well, if you look at the Aquaman 2 blowback, it just keeps getting louder and louder. Now this entry, and there's more of it by the way, so stay tuned for that, but this entry is a continuing entry in something that Pop Topic, they started talking about last year, where they reported that certain nameless person had initially gone in, they were reported for the movie, and guess what? They weren't in movie shape. That was a problem for them too, because that would breach their health and fitness clause in their contract. That though, that didn't stop them. Neither did personality conflicts. And I can say with certainty, there have been personality conflicts on this, on other movies. You've heard that from multiple sources out there, places like Pop Topic and other places. I mean, if you look around for reporting there, you will find it everywhere. Personality conflict incarnate. But still, being good friends with James Wan, having a certain billionaire or a multi-billionaire that is also friends with James Wan, yeah, that'll keep them fighting for you, and that'll keep you on the show. Now, as far as their source is concerned, they report on two things here. They report on the health issues, which we'll continue with in just a moment, but they also report on the personality conflicts. This is a quote that they have in their article here. I'm just going to read it verbatim. That nameless person is like that high school prep brat. She won't look people who she considers her quote-unquote lessers in the eye, but will suck up to top-billed talent, directors, and producers. Not my words. Like I said, that's their words here, their source, and they continue. So they combine this issue, personality conflict, with the health issue as well, and performance issues too, saying that according to an anonymous crewmate on the set of Aquaman 2, that certain nameless person is blaming depression and stress for those issues and going with that repeatedly, which again, I could actually believe that. I could believe that everything coming out that would indeed cause you stress because you're thinking, hey, this thing, it isn't in the bag anymore. The media, they've been reporting what's going on, and a lot of those headlines, they aren't very good. You don't have a lot of people in that corner right now. Yeah, I could see how that would take a toll mentally, and I could see how that would depress you as well. Now, their source, they continue with this, saying that there is indeed finger pointing going on, and like I said at the beginning of this finger pointing, it goes directly to JD. Quote, she's acting like she has PTSD PTSD from what JD did to her. Now, their source, they kind of mirror what I was saying here about stress and depression. They say that they don't think it has anything to do with those claims in the far-flung rearview mirror, back in 2016, 2017. They're saying that they think it has something to do with the lawsuit, everything happening in the present, everything happening in the future, because they don't think that this stuff, it'll go their way. And you know what? I would be worried if I were this person too, because again, the social tide is indeed turning, and if they lose this, their career is done, and so much more. Quote, although I don't doubt she is stressed and depressed, I doubt it has anything to do with, we're going to say, the accosting she alleged that she suffered from. She's terrified of the JD lawsuit. I believe she thinks that the verdict is not going to go her way. They also bring up something that came up during the trial. There was a lot of discussion about this in UK 2020, and that's the idea of drinking and drinking to excess. They say, again, these are their words here, she's not slowed down on red wine. She's drinking between takes. If that stuff's true as well, man, you're talking about problems, and I hope that this person gets help for that if that's true. Now, if you're saying to yourself, I don't know what I think about that, I don't know if Pop Topic and their quote-unquote source are right, well, don't take their word for it. Let's go to friendly media and let's see how they describe some of the pictures that are coming out for Aquaman 2. This is a headline from a friendly media source. That friendly media source, and what I mean by friendly is I mean friendly to that nameless person. They describe that nameless person as quote-unquote thoroughly exhausted. That nameless person is on the Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom set, and she looks thoroughly exhausted. Now, funny enough, they bring up the quote from Peter Safran, and I think that this stuff, that would exhaust you mentally too. I mean, when you see them talking about fan pressure, you'd see them talking about what's best for the movie, you have to remember that they were discussing it behind the scenes. The executives, they had to talk about it. The producer, the director, they had to talk about it. I'm sure that the main stars, they came up in it too. And when they say, well, that stuff, it's best for the movie, we don't have to listen to what's going on in the Twitterverse. And well, yeah, you saw what they did to JD with Fantastic Beasts 3. I wouldn't have a lot of faith if I were that nameless person of coming in and having a job the next day. Yeah, I would think all of that, it would be mentally taxing. And of course, the person that gets blamed in all of this, of course, it's not going to be that nameless person. It's not going to be Warner Brothers, not going to be the producer and on. It's all going to fall on JD, and it's going to fall on quote-unquote toxic fandom, I'm sure. Anyway, let me know what you think about this stuff. As always, too, appreciate the heck out of you. You make this stuff work. Thank you. You want to help out the channel? Links in the description. Definitely check those out. We can always use that. But you being here, it matters. Thank you. Appreciate you. See you soon.